Some foreigners live in the Philippines to work. Some come here to learn, while some settle here permanently. In 2024, a female South African, specifically from Botswana, came in the Philippines for her college journey. Her name is Tebogo Itani or Tebs Hala. She is 19 years old, currently a second year dentistry student at Emilio Aguinaldo College or AYA. Tebs is a huge fan of K-pop and is actually a member of a dance team. For that reason, Cassie met her at a K-pop community event recently at Robinson's, Pasig City, and had a friendly interaction since then. So, he invited her to be our interviewee for our Expat group activity in Purposive Communication.
So, so this is Steph, and we're just going to ask you a few questions about our subject, purposive communication. So it's about culture and how you interacted with Filipinos. So for the first question, so what are your pleasant experiences in communicating in Filipino?
I would say Filipinos are really good at helping others, especially in the jeepney, right? They're able to pass your payment for you if you're like really far from the driver. And then they're also willing to help with things like direction. I mean, if you're like lost, they're making sure that you get to the place that you're looking for.
Okay. So, did you notice differences between how Filipinos communicate formally versus casually? How are they different?
I think formally they're more like calm, and then they're like really, I would say, withholding. I would say like withholding themselves. But then if it's casually, you're able to like laugh more, and then you get able to make like jokes and really have a really good time.
That's accurate. So, for the second question,
So for the second question, what are the challenging situations you have encountered?
I think challenges that I've encountered is definitely the language barrier, right? Since I speak English and they speak Tagalog, sometimes our words are not hashed like thoroughly. So I think that's the challenge that I had. And sometimes I don't know where I should go for certain stuff. But I'm glad to have met like people who have helped me, who have like translated stuff for me. So it's easier for life here, right? So I really enjoy like living here. It's really nice.
How about between older and younger Filipinos, which of them is hard?
I would say the older generations, right? Most of them are really not fluent in English, right? So sometimes they speak Tagalog in English, and then I don't understand like the Tagalog part, right? And then we also have like different interests and opinions, right? So for young generation, we're basically the same age, right? So we have the same interests, and they're more fluent in English, so we're able to communicate effectively.
For the third question, so how did you deal with this challenge?
Definitely asking for more help, right? I'm also trying to learn the language, so there's not that many misunderstandings between like us. And I would say just seeking more help in general.
I would like to ask, if you could give advice to another expat facing the same situation and what would you tell them?
I would tell them definitely learn the language. Yeah. I think my biggest regret is not learning the language before I came here, because I understand some words which actually helps me like communicate with others, right? So learning the language, and don't hesitate to ask for help.
Okay. So I think we should wrap it up. I think you already answered everything carefully and honestly, and we're very grateful that you volunteered willingly, and we're happy to have you here. And you just talk so casually, and we're even laughing. And I hope that on your stay here for the next years, I know it will be so long that you would learn more about like the culture, and aside from languages, the culture and the essence of like Filipino here. So I hope you succeed also in your studies.
Thank you.
So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so
Yay.
much.
Thank you.
Through this activity, our group conducted an interview with a foreign resident to understand how they experience communicating with people in the Philippines.
The interviewers shared positive experiences regarding the helpful nature of Filipinos, such as assisting with public transportation payments and providing directions to those who are lost. We also observed a clear difference in how people speak depending on the situation. In formal setting, individuals are usually quiet and reserved. In casual situations, however, they become very expressive, relaxed, and humorous.
The conversation also showed that differences in language create regular difficulties. The interviewee noted that older generations often find it hard to speak English fluently, which can lead to misunderstandings. On the other hand, younger people are generally more fluent in English and share similar interests, making conversations much easier. From this project, we learned that good communication requires patience and a willingness to understand others. As students, this experience encourages us to be more helpful, clear, and considerate when interacting with people who speak different languages.